Interesting. Well, it's good to finally meet you, Mrs. Lloyd. Or can I call you Ada?
Ada is just great.
Okay, fantastic. My name is Brendan, aka the Mighty Miracle Man.
Hi,
I
Brendan.
Hi, I founded the company and I love talking to people, interesting people about health and drinking coffee. So, would you tell me a little bit about yourself and introduce yourself to the audience?
So, I work with those who were abused as children to break the chains to the pain of the past so they can have joy and emotional freedom in the present and create the future of their choosing.
That's fantastic. So, about mental health and everything like that, that plays into my SPAM model that stands for spiritual, physical, emotional, and the last piece is you. Oh, and that's mental, breaking the chains of the um, past, past relationships, past hurt, and all that. So tell me, how did you get involved with this?
So, I grew up being sexually abused as a child long before it was on the public radar. So, I had to find my own path to healing. And eventually things happened where I found that I wasn't the only one that had experienced that, but there were a lot of others who thought they were the only one also. And so I began to talk and to reach out and to share some of my experiences. And in 2009, I shut down my interior design business and transitioned into working with people full time. And originally, it was more focused on business coaching. But with time, it became apparent that all of the best strategies in the world hit a bump in the road where
Yes,
people were stuck. And more often than not, it was because of something in childhood. Sometimes it was something really major and a big deal. Sometimes it was something that was seemingly minor that shouldn't be a big deal. And yet, for one reason or another, it stuck in their subconscious
yes.
and became a barrier to them moving forward and creating the life they want. And very often, there's a voice that is attached to it that is in the back of our heads that tell us we're not good enough, that we
I
can't do
call
this
that voice,
because of that, or
I,
and I'm sure
I
you can
call
relate
that
to
voice the
that.
enemy. And a lot of fellow Christians do, and that Satan and his demons mocking and putting seeds of doubt in our heads.
So, part of what we do is we identify what those voices are and where they came from. And then we go through a process to silence those voices because those voices, when you were a newborn baby and the nurse was cleaning you up, getting ready to hand you back to mom, you weren't thinking, I'm going to be a failure. I'm never going to be able to do anything right. Those
We're
feelings, those
not
voices come from
pre-programmed.
someplace else. They don't come from within us. And
Yes.
yet, when we hear them often enough, we internalize them and we believe that's who we are. And that's a lie. Nobody else has the right to define who you are or who I am. That's something we each can do for ourselves.
Yes. Uh, where can people find you?
So I'm on Facebook, I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on Facebook as Ada G. Lloyd, and on LinkedIn simply as Ada Lloyd, or on YouTube simply as Ada Lloyd, ADALLOYD. I do a lot of videos and, post a lot of helpful things on a almost daily basis because I want people to know that they matter
Yeah,
and that it doesn't
absolutely.
matter what somebody else has told them about who they are. They have the right to choose who they are, where they're going, how they're going to get there, and who they're going to become.
Yes, I believe that also. I mean, I've done my own soul searching and clawing out of the reaches of those voices as well, especially after traumatic brain injury. When you have all those your medical doctor telling you that you're never gonna walk, you're never gonna talk, you're never gonna live a productive life.
On October 23rd, 2022, I was told that I had 2 days to live.
And look now.
And that was my seventh hospitalization of that year. So it was definitely not the year that was on my bucket list.
Yes.
But the doctors were wrong. And I'm very grateful for that. During the previous hospitalization, the doctor said I would never live independently again. I do. We have
Exactly.
choices that even when somebody with the best of intentions is trying to share with us what they believe is true, it doesn't mean it is.
Exactly. And, like I relate to that a lot because I I haven't told you my full story yet, but I will in a later conversation. Anyway, I overcame all the negative talk from outside that became internalized, and now I'm awesome.
I believe the greatest freedom we have in this world is the freedom to choose who we are, where we're going, how we're going to get there, and who we want to become.
And that's a fantastic message to leave people with. Would you like to leave them with something else?
What I would say is, I have a favorite quote. It comes from Stephen Covey, and he said, I am not a product of my circumstances, I'm a product of my decisions. Every one of us have circumstances that were never on our bucket list. Our choice is our attitude and what we choose to do about it. And never underestimate your power of choice.
That's great. So we're about out of time. Thank you so much. Any last words?
Just that whether it is really big, horrific stuff, or whether there's something that you may not even be able to identify, but it's like you've got a goal and you're working logically towards it. Instead of getting here, you wind up over here and you don't know why. You know,
That's
let's have a
fantastic.
conversation because I don't want to see you living in pain when I know that an alternative, and you can live in joy and emotional freedom. And it just, every individual matters. And anything I can help people do on that journey, I want to do.
That's great. I'll post the links to get in contact with you down below on the YouTube. And thank you so much for your time. Have a fantastic day.